What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Marcus Washington, and you're on the mark where we talk everything Falcons football. And god damn it, it is a beautiful day out here, man. Very, very beautiful day, but unfortunately, enjoy it because tomorrow it's supposed to pour down rain all damn day. So get out there, man. Get you some sunshine because tomorrow you'll be stuck in the house or fighting that rain. Anyway, man, there's a lot to talk about. Your boy's kind of batting 1,000 right now. But let me do some house cleaning real quick. A couple of things. About the other night, man. I'm not really gonna get in deep about that. There was, a lot of stuff uncovered. It is what it is. I'm one of those guys where, I don't tell people to choose sides. That's never what it's been about. And that's never what it's going to be. Everybody in here, everybody that listens to my stuff, you have every right to listen to anybody else's stuff. I don't care what side of the fence it is. I don't care. You have every right to do that. I don't want anybody choosing my side and hating another side. We're all Falcon content creators. With that being said and done, I will clear some things up. And I'm going to do this in a very respectful manner. I had people hitting me up, the other night, like, man, I ain't seen you get like that in a while. And I'm like, well, your boy's changing. Your boy's changing, but something brought me back down to that particular thing. So again, I welcome anybody on my platform that wants to have a rational conversation. But I will say this. The one thing that I will point out, OG Sam, you're going to have to talk to me. Because I did catch a little bit of the pod that you had. We going to have to talk. Because I was on the same pod with you. You didn't have all that energy when I was there. So I will be on tomorrow. I will be on tomorrow about 8 p.m. sharp. You can feel free to come on here and we can talk rational about this team. Outside of that, I'm not talking. I mean, honestly, if I'm being real, it's not even that serious. But you've had this built up animosity about me since I said Desmond Ridder should be benched. Now he's not even here. So all the stuff that you said about me being a liar and this, that, and the other. And okay, well, just like I gave Mike an opportunity, which, again, got to respect Mike for coming over here. Just like I gave Juan, now that I know his name, an opportunity to come on here. I'm going to extend the same invitation to you. But you've put a lot of things out there. Secondly, Mike said a lot of things that were also not factual. When I said that people told me not to mess with him, I wasn't having backroom conversations with Smitty and oh, Jesus. God, name just escaped me. Definitely not Berto. Big Low. I've never had a personal conversation with Big Low. Never. So where did I say that night that I spoke to a specific... I said, people told me about you. Now, have I had conversations with Berto? Have I had conversations with Tidy? Have I had conversations with other content creators? Yeah. They haven't been about you. So again, just to clear the air, man, those are the two things that I wanted to clean up. Again, OG Big Sam, you got a lot of energy. I'll be on here at 8 tomorrow. It will be an open platform show. But anyway, shout out to everybody over there in AFN, man. Shout out to Big Boy Chauncey over there. Shout out to Maggie, man. They're doing big things. She's got an all women pod. Y'all go check that out, man. You know, ain't nothing doper than women talking Falcon football. Ain't nothing doper than that. You know, you get you a woman and she likes Falcon football, hey, that's a keeper. That's a keeper. So shout out to Maggie, man, and everybody over there. So let's get into the matter at hand, because there are a couple things that happened today and yesterday. Man, they snuck Kirk Cousins in the back door. Now, I had a lot going on yesterday, but damn it, y'all know I rarely miss a press conference. I completely missed them bringing Kirk Cousins in for the presser. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. But what I didn't miss, what I did not miss. Hold on, fam. As we talked about this over here, and this being a possibility. People that were still holding on to, hold on for a second, fam. Let me do this real quick. People that were still trying to hold on to Desmond Ridder. I'm doing victory laps this week, fam. Every time I get on the track this week, it's a victory lap. People that were still trying to hold on to Desmond Ridder, and us having 19 guys on staff that have quarterback or quarterback coach experience. We said this might be a possibility that your boy get cut. Just based on the years that they gave Kirk Cousins. This man is never going to see the field. When they introduced Raheem Morris, when they introduced Zach Robinson, when they introduced Jimmy Lake, even before all of this, the debacle that was the Rich McKay, Arthur Blank press conference, minus Terry Fontenot, the one guy we did not hear was Desmond Ridder. Now your boy gone. So, again, victory lap. Now, if Desmond Ridder was this good, now let me preference this. Dez still might have a chance to be a decent quarterback. But we talked about this months ago. He's going to have to do the bench tour now. He's a proverbial backup. Because they're not starting him in front of Kyler Murray. Stop it. Stop it. He's going to be on the bench. And for Dez, even though he's not here anymore, he needs to heed the advice and soak up all the game that he possibly can on the bench. But the thing that we were saying is, y'all have all this confidence in Desmond Ridder. Everything that we're saying now makes sense. Y'all have to talk to the front office about this. because the front office had zero confidence in Desmond Ridder going into the next season. I was trying to give Des the benefit of the doubt. He might survive next season. I didn't see him starting at all. But maybe, just maybe, they keep him, soak up the game. But then I'm like, man, I don't see how in the hell he even starts unless Kirk Cousins gets hurt. The front office is saying, we don't care. If he gets hurt, there's no way we are marching Desmond Ridder out of here. There's no way we put him on the field. So they got rid of him, and then we got a speedster. We got another wide receiver. We doubled up. So we got Mooney, good route runner, good hands, and we got this kid right here who Cardinals fans will tell you, man, there's unlocked potential there. Our quarterback situation was a little wobbly last year. We done doubled up. So for me, it's a good week. We get our quarterback. We get not one, but two wide receivers. And we still got our picks. Boy, Terry is in there doing experimental things in the kitchen now. And I absolutely love it. So the article reads, with Kirk Cousins in tow, the Atlanta Falcons are moving on from their former starting quarterback and getting help for their new one. Atlanta is sending former third-round selection Desmond Ridder to the Arizona Cardinals in exchange for fourth-year wide receiver Rondale Moore, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero reported on Thursday. Ridder, made expendable. I'm not saying this. They saying this now. Made expendable by the addition of Cousins on a massive 4-year, $180 million deal completed on Wednesday, will now serve as the backup to Kyler Murray in the desert. I don't want to go back months ago, but on my channel, we said this months ago. Desmond Ridder is going to be a proverbial backup. He's playing like a backup. The 24-year-old signal caller entered the 2023 season as Atlanta starter, but struggled to hold on to the gig, ceding play to backup Taylor Heineke at times. In his 2 years with the Atlanta Falcons, Ridder went 8 of 9 in 17 starts, completing 64% of his passes, 3,544 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So, I mean, I can just really stop right here. Stop right here. Video over. I can just stop right here. Video over. Because the stuff that we talked about all year, you're starting to see now. So, I would look at this as a victory lap. We got two wide receivers. We said that, hey, Atlanta's first order of business needs to be quarterback and wide receiver. You sew that up, we're good to go. Terry Fontenot said, say less. Got a quarterback and two wide receivers and still maintained our picks. Still has the 8th pick in the first draft. Man, there's so much Atlanta can do right now. It ain't even funny. And still got money. Anton, let me get to some of these comments, man. My bad. Shout out to the comment section, man. Y'all know y'all live. I don't have to keep telling y'all this. Y'all know y'all live. Right? Antonio says, clearly we can see Terry wasn't a Ridder pick. Monica said, hey, yeah, and we got Hodge back. Man, your boy in there cooking. Your boy Terry is cooking right now. With no Rich McKay interference, He said, hey, man, I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts with the seasoning. I'm putting the logo in the pot, and I'm going nuts with the seasoning. We need a quarterback. Pour a lot of that in there. Sprinkle in 2 wide receivers. Oh, let me go ahead and put some of this stuff I had. Oh yeah, we cooking now. Everybody in the pot. And we still got things we can do. That's the crazy thing about this. So now, all the Desmond Ridder, it can talk. It can stop now. All the talk can stop. What people thought Desmond Ridder was going to be, and see, this is why I tell people, man, this is about the logo. We can't get tied into one player. Because when the player gets cut, the player leaves, whatever the case, the player comes to the team. I mean, damn. So that's the dope thing about standing on logo. All this is exciting to me, man. All of it is. So for me, at this point, we talking Falcon ball. You know, we talking Falcon ball, and we gonna stay on that. Keona says, "What's up, Mark? They say we're under investigation for tampering per ESPN." Let me see this. Let me pull that up. Oh, I'll do you one better. Let's go. Let me pull it up. All right, there we go. Let me turn my music down a little bit more. All right, there we go. So, Falcons under investigation for tampering and signing of Kirk Cousins. What the hell's going on with my screen, man? The Falcons were fined $100,000 for violating the league's injury reporting policy last season, which deservedly so. We deserve that fine. By D. Orlando Ledbetter. Family, you know how we have to read this. You know how we. Oh, first of all, it's the AJC, so it's probably going to cut it off. Let me. Yeah. God damn it. So let's do this, fam. Let's back out of here because y'all know I don't pay. I don't do that. Cousin said he talked with the Falcons athletic trainer Tuesday. Okay. I'm trying to read it to make sure I can get all of it. Okay. Here we go. Y'all know, this isn't, D-Led doing this, but we got to read it the way that he reads it or the way that he speaks it. The NFL is officially looking into whether the Falcons potentially talked to Kirk Cousins' camp a little too early. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported Thursday the NFL is looking into potential tampering by the Eagles and the Falcons prior to the start of free agency. The Athletic's Diana Rossini says the investigation is specific to Kirk Cousins' free agency move to the Falcons. The NFL is also looking into Saquon Barkley's signing with the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, so these damn ads, bro. So Cousins, we'll get to this because I'm gonna watch the press conference because I completely, again, they snuck it on your boy. Maybe I wasn't paying attention or whatever the case may be, but they snuck that conference in it. But listen, let's be honest here. If Atlanta does get does get fined for tampering. At this point, who the fuck cares? What they gonna do? Take Kirk Cousins back? Man already inked the deal. Man already inked the deal. JJ says, man, don't do. Hey, you know D-Land talk like that, man. And hey, man, listen. I love me some D-Land, bro. But y'all know D-Land talk like that. Y'all know that. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go ahead and get into this press conference, man. Oh, and by the way, let me address this too while it just popped into my brain. Again, OG Sam can come on here and clarify some things, but let me clarify this too. I'm not taking orders from anybody. This is my channel. What I talk about on my channel is what I want to talk about. I come on and I make videos whenever I want to make videos, and I talk about whatever I want to talk about. I don't take marching orders from nobody. Never have, never will. Even if people tell me about other people, okay. But I don't take marching orders from anyone. Let me put this up. Gavin says, can we lose draft picks for tampering? I mean, you can. You can. I'll take it a step further. You can lose picks and get fined. Uncle Steve, what's going on? He said, sad day in my household. Remixing sound bites now. Bye, Desmond. Or you can use it in past tense. I loved Desmond. But hey, man, listen. When you're playing the way that Desmond Ridder played last year, you're going to be a backup. You're going to be a backup. Those are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you have virtually the same amount as picks as you do touchdowns, you have this type of talent, and you can't get over the 30-point threshold. Now, Arthur Smith's got to get under the blade for that too. He's got to get under the blade for that too. But, at the same time, we can't excuse Arthur Smith for terrible play calling. We can't excuse Desmond Ridder for terrible quarterback play. So it's just like, with the Matt Ryan conversation, that stopped the minute he threw on a Colts jersey. I did a victory lap in. Larry says, yo, Mark, just heard your stream and Tidy stream, and I need you to make a, what is that, Recitessa or Recitisa 50-part storyline about Bad Mike. Hey, fam, like I said the other night, I'm done with that. We had dialogue, and whatever people take from that is what they take from that. But, we got some brand new information. We found out what a fan actually is, and a lot of good stuff. But the one thing I want people to get out of that conversation is how the conversation was constructed. No yelling. No calling each other out of names. We had a dialogue. He said a lot of stuff I did not agree with. About 97% of it I didn't agree with. But I gave him the opportunity to speak. And if anybody takes anything away from that conversation, that's what I want it to be. that you can disagree vehemently with somebody, but you can still conduct yourself in a way to where, one, the people watching can understand what is going on. So whether you're a fan of Mad Mike and you believe everything that he says, okay, cool. Same vice versa. But the one thing neither one of us can say is neither one of us didn't have an opportunity to speak. And that's how dialogue should be had upon two people. And for anybody that decides that they want to come on here, that's how the dialogue always will be. Now, the first guy a little emotional. Okay, whatever. When he calms down and decides that he wants to talk, then yeah, we can do that too. Larry said, "Can't we all just get along?" Hey, man, over on my channel, it's Switzerland. I will talk to anybody. And as you saw, even after Mike got off, there were a couple other people. Steve, shout out to Steve. Smitty came on here. Smitty was coming on here with the Madden 25 trades. Already looked at the money, already looked at all that stuff. Emmanuel Cowboy came on here and talked. Berto got out the chat and came and talked. And even K Styles came on here and talked football. So it was and C Dub came on here and talked with his shirt off. With his shirt off. Chauncey came on here dipping snuff. So again, man, I love conversations like that. I love to have dialogue about a team that I love. We're all going to disagree at some time in life. And that's cool. That's absolutely cool. But, again, anybody, and what I'm going to do even after we go through this Kirk Cousins press conference, I'm going to open up the StreamYard for people that want to come in and chop up game, about what they think about the Desmond Ridder trade. What do you think about the wide receiver that we got? What do you think about Kirk Cousins? Where you think this team can go? I'm going to open it up for everybody to come in here, or anybody that wants to come in here and talk about the team. But I will reiterate, Big Sam, you're going to have to see me. That was a lot of energy that you had that you did not have during that show. So if you come on here tomorrow at 8, I'm going to let you run it off. I ain't going to mute you neither. Now, let me preference this. When I say I'm not going to mute your mic, that doesn't give you grounds to just get on here and just feel like you're just going to run over the conversation, because I'll just kick you off at that point. If you're going to come over here, we're going to have dialogue. You don't have to agree with me at all, but we're going to have dialogue. That's non-negotiable. So Black Mario says, "But are you a fan?" Man, y'all know I'm a fan. Y'all know I'm a fan. That one thing that really kind of set me off was, and that's one of my triggers. One of my triggers is you sitting there, somebody saying I'm not a fan of this team, but I could have done a little better about my dialogue as well. But that's a trigger for me. Larry said, "Oh, let me get Josh." Josh said, "Did you see Cordell's tweet? He basically said he's not coming back." Man, I wish Cordell the best, man. I wish him the best. But again, it new regime, man. Raheem Morris has the right to set his roster the way he wants. Terry Fontenot does too. Larry says, "How does Ridder have more trade value than Justin Fields? In my opinion, The GM of the Bears pissed off a lot of GMs around the league. This is on the GM, not Justin, in my opinion. Yeah, Justin, man, you see how they're talking about him now. They're talking about Justin Fields like he's an absolute nobody of a player. But the situation really is the GM's fault, because you're seeing reports that they wanted a lot more for Justin Fields than the market was asking, was willing to offer. And then the fact that if you do trade for Justin Fields, you're going to have to pay him. So that's another tricky situation. So the timing of this whole situation is really what messed up what messed up his situation. Antonio says CP's tweets didn't say that at all, but he basically said his goodbyes. Let's do this before we get into the Kirk Cousins stuff. Again, what's going on to everybody in the chat? Let's go ahead and look at what Cordell Patterson said. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and put this on the screen. All right. So the headline reads, "It's been real. Falcons running back Cordell Patterson hints free agency exit." Atlanta Falcons running back Cordell Patterson seemingly wished goodbye to the fan base Thursday. Cordell Patterson's 3-year chapter with the Atlanta Falcons appears to have come to an end. The 32-year-old Patterson offered a brief 4-word message on X, formerly known as Twitter, seemingly announcing his departure. ATL, it's been real, Patterson tweeted. Patterson's partner, Taylor Quick, responded with a heartfelt message, further implying that the 6'2", 220-pound running back's exit. "What an incredible era. You played your heart out per usual. Thank you, Atlanta, for cheering on my man. History was made." Patterson's 2-year contract, which was signed in March of 2022, officially expired 3 weeks ago. Atlanta's re-signed 5 of its own free agents, including long snapper Liam McCullough, center Ryan Newsell, linebacker Nate Landman, receiver Kadero Hodge, and an offensive tackle Storm Norton, which was a good out of all of our re-signings. I love the Storm Norton re-signing. I absolutely love that one. Cordell Hodge, bring your ass back to, and Nate Landman, y'all know. Between Nate Landman and Storm Norton, now I'm going to go Nate Landman. But that was almost a no-brainer. There was no way in the world you can look at what Nate Landman did last year and say, "No, I'm good." Ain't no way. That was the deal they had to get done. But I do like the fact that we got Storm Norton back. So all these re-signings, I'm not mad at none of them. But Patterson evidently didn't fit into the plans of the new head coach Raheem Morris, offensive coordinator Zach Robinson, and the rest of Atlanta's staff. Patterson enjoyed a career revitalization during his first year with the Falcons in 2021, becoming the second player in franchise history to eclipse both 500 rushing and receiving yards in the same season, joining Devontae Freeman in 2015. He followed suit with a strong 2022 campaign, rushing for 695 yards and 8 touchdowns on 144 carries across 13 games and 11 starts. But 2023, let me see. Yeah, I don't need to read the rest of this because we know what happened. But I will read this last bit to give him his flowers. He also stamped his name in the history books in Week 11, 2022, with a kick return touchdown against the Chicago Bears. It was the 9th of his career, setting an NFL record. So, history was made Records were broken and memories were made, but now Patterson looks to be turning the page on his Falcons chapter. Hey, man, with all due respect, thank you so much, Cordell Patterson, for what you did in a Falcons uni. Last year was just tough for you because you couldn't really stay healthy. But man, I enjoyed you being a Falcon. You go out there, hopefully you can go out there, get another deal, get your paper, and be productive. So no problems with that whatsoever. Now, let's get to the main goddamn feature. All right. We're back. and we're back. So I'll go ahead and start playing this, fam. Y'all know how I do. I missed a lot of comments. So while this is playing, I will go back and put up as many comments as I can. I apologize. But let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and cut down my music. And let's get into it, man. Let's get active.
In the evening, but it's good to get this done. So get it started. So I'll open and then I can take any questions you have. Does that work?
Can y'all hear that? It seems like the volume is low.
Absolutely thrilled to be an Atlanta Falcon. Our family, my wife's family, have so many.
Can y'all hear that good?
The great city of Atlanta, and we're so excited to be here. I've spent 6 off seasons here
because I can barely hear that
and being in the city. So it feels like home. It's been home away from home for so many years now. It certainly is home for my wife.
Okay, y'all say y'all hear it fine.
We
okay,
were married here in Roswell. Our younger son Turner was born in downtown Atlanta on Ted Turner Drive. There's a reason he's named Turner. Our first date was at Stone Mountain. I've frequented the Hartsfield Airport more than I would care to admit. So, and battled traffic through downtown many, many times. So, it's fun to be here and now be a part of the sports scene here. I've observed it from a distance for so long, and now to be a part of it is a real honor. I was in the Georgia Dome for the last 2 games played there by the Falcons in the playoffs after the 2016 season. Against Seattle and Green Bay, and remember watching those games and taking in that moment. And, it's really a goal of mine to revisit that moment again as a player here. And that's really the dream. So I've already been calling teammates and getting to know coaches and trying to catch up on lost time. And that's really where the work now begins, trying to build continuity, because that's the one thing we really don't have right now is the continuity. That's where we got to get. But that'll be with the next several weeks, several months or 4. And can't wait to start attacking that. And I really believe, as I looked around at opportunities for me in free agency, that when a coach told me this when I was a young player in the league, coach I have a lot of respect for, he said, when the owner, general manager, head coach, and quarterback are on the same page, that's when you really have a chance to go win a Super Bowl. And as I looked at the Atlanta Falcons, I believe strongly that the owner, head coach, general manager, and quarterback can all be on the same page. And that's exciting for me. And so that's why I'm thrilled to be here, and with that, I'll open it up for any questions you have.
What made you decide here over Minnesota? It seems like were there any other teams that were maybe either making different pushes or late pushes for you at that point?
Yeah, there was a lot of conversations in a short amount of time, right? It goes fast, and so that's the way free agency works. But I think in Minnesota, it was trending over the last couple off seasons to be in somewhat year to year, and as we talked with Atlanta, it felt like this was a place where, if I play at the level I expect to play, that I can retire a Falcon. And that was something that really excited me. And that's certainly the goal. And you got to earn the right to do that. But that was exciting to feel like I could get that opportunity here.
How did this deal come together as the legal pecking period started and, started to come to grips and, hey, I might be on the move here?
Yeah, great question. I stayed pretty passive through the process. I've learned through the years that you hire an agent, you let the agent do his job, you let the teams do their homework, you make yourself available. But I was pretty much out of it. I was in Michigan and taking my son Turner to his 5th birthday party and just trying to kind of live my off-season life and let the business take care of itself. So I was pretty passive through the process, and I'm thrilled where it ended up.
Can we get a medical update?
Yeah, sure.
We saw you on the tennis course there.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. this is my first surgery in my life. So the rehab process has certainly been a first for me. And it's really been up and to the right for the first 4 months. It's been a really positive process. I've enjoyed the rehab. The Viking staff was phenomenal, getting me through the acute stage. And Chad Cook, who's full-time with me as a body coach, has really helped carry that load since the season ended and done a great job. And now I'm excited to jump in with the Falcons and with their training room and their training staff and get going. So, I'm optimistic that I can be full speed of practice before we break for the summer. And that's kind of the goal I've set for myself, but we do have a long runway. And what I've been told going back to when I first injured it was that you don't rush it. You let time, do its thing, and it's going to take time to fully heal that tissue. But as a competitor, you want to get back as fast as you can. And certainly I'm trying to do that.
You have to, in some ways, be more cautious on it. I mean, you're in your mid-30s, bodies, heal a little bit slower these days, like you said, but do you have to be a little bit more cautious and kind of, I guess, try to be smarter with it than maybe you would have been 10 years ago?
No, I don't think so. I think you just respect the process and you're diligent and thorough, and the tissue will heal as it heals, and listen to your body. I think as an athlete, you're used to, having to work through things and know how your body's handling day-to-day activities. So it's been a positive process. I expect it to continue to be. And, we just got to take it one day at a time. It's kind of been the phrase I keep saying since I got hurt, and we'll keep doing that.
Hey, Kirk, just to follow up on that, can you put a percentage on where it is strength-wise, and also just give us some indication on what you're able to do now, versus, say, a month ago?
Yeah.
In the progress?
Yeah, I don't think I can put a percentage on it. Wouldn't be a helpful enough, number for me to give you. But I do think that I can take drops. I can play the quarterback position, if you will, throwing the football. I think the minute I would have to leave the pocket is where you would say, yeah, he's still recovering from an Achilles. But taking drops, making throws, that's really no problem at this point.
And what was the situation in terms of passing the physical? Was there any apprehension about that?
Yeah, no, no. I think certainly the physical was outside of the Achilles. Everything else passed as expected, and then obviously the Achilles doesn't pass right now, and then you expect to.
Hey, real quick, we need to do a wellness check on Kenneth. Did I bet Kenneth? Did I bet Kenneth that Desmond Ridder would never be a starter again? I'm not 100%. I bet somebody. It might not have been Kenneth, but we need to put out an APB on Kenneth. I don't know if he's still in Georgia or he's already landed in Arizona. I have no idea, but that was just something on my mind that we need to do a wellness check on Kenneth, because Kenneth is probably somewhere contemplating something that we probably need to check up on him and make sure everything is kosher and everything is all right. Let's continue.
Here in the next few months.
Kirk, we talked about the owner, the general manager, the head coach, kind of being on the same page. How did those figures and others earn your trust to sign and seal this deal?
Yeah, I think, in this league, when you've been in it 12 years, you learn about people without having necessarily directly been around them. And, you can certainly do your homework as well. And so Raheem, I was around for 2 years in Washington and was just so impressed with him as our DB coach. He would walk down the hall to the quarterback meeting in OTAs. And I was a rookie and didn't know what was normal, but that wasn't normal for me before that and wasn't normal after. But for a DB coach to walk down the hall, and now looking back, when that room was Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, Mike McDaniel, Sean McVay, he had good reason to be walking down the hall, but I would put him right in that category.
Let me
look
pause
back,
this real
I think,
quick. Okay,
he was
Alejandro, that means my 500 is my 500 is safe. Then I can go buy a couple pair of shoes or something like that and take myself out for a nice meal, a good, nice, wholesome meal.
was one of the original people there in the room with those other names. And the fact that I was in that room too, the chance to get back with someone from that room was a real thrill for me. And then I called Drew Brees and I said, Drew, I can't talk to teams. I can talk to you. And you worked with Terry for 15 years. Talk to me about him. And Drew just raved about him, about his football knowledge. And I think it shows in the roster he's already built here. And then also got a lot of positive feedback on Mr. Blank, and I just started putting the piece together the best I could. And I really liked what I was learning.
Kirk, you mentioned the roster. What are the strengths of this roster offensively as you see them?
Well, I see playmakers on the outside. I see an offensive line that's talented, that's played together, that's well coached. I see good people. You know, you win with people. And I just see really good people who want to do things the right way. They want to put the work in. They want to be coached. And I'm just thrilled to be able to be a part of this group and to go chase a common goal together. So I do see a lot of ability.
Kirk, Bailey Burmaster, Atlanta News First. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Bailey.
The staff has talked a lot about what they want in a quarterback, proven starter. They things after things. Raheem, in depth, talked about wanting a guy that fits Atlanta, the culture of Atlanta. I know you list all of the connections.
Sure.
Here, but what would you say to Falcons fans that you fit this culture, because they're looking for that guy to come in here and play the way they want the Falcons to play?
No doubt. No, my father-in-law wants the Falcons to play the way they know the Falcons can play. So, and I've sat there on the couch next to him on a bye week as he cheers for the Falcons to play that way. So, you know, I think you have to be process oriented. You have to be hardworking. You got to be humble and hungry. You got to be a great leader. You got to serve your teammates. You got to build relationships. Those are all the things I'm trying to do. It's a formula that has worked for me since my junior year of high school when I first began this football journey, being recruited. So I'm going to be the same guy I've been through that whole process. And I believe that what's gotten me here to this point will serve me well up ahead. And you don't do it alone. And you got to do it with the people around you. And again, that's why when you get here and you look around, you think, boy, there's great people here. And it's not just the football team. I mean, I'm looking at the support staff, calling yesterday, our head athletic trainer, talking to our head of PR. I'm thinking we got good people here. And that's exciting to be a part of.
You mentioned being fairly passive in the process. I wonder at what point do you step in and start making the decision, and what's the final factor in that decision?
There is no final factor. I think it's multifactorial. I think you got a lot going on. I think it goes quickly. I think the decisions somewhat make themselves. You just, observe what doors are opening and what doors are closing. And that kind of helps inform you to make a decision.
What's the timeline? You can give us an idea of when that decision was made. I mean, when did you know you were leaving Minnesota, and when did you know you were going to Atlanta, if those are two different?
Yeah, I think my agent called. I was getting out of a bodywork appointment. My agent called and said, basically that I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed. He was ready to put it on social media. And he's just one last check in with me. And I said, no, I've been passive through this process to this point. I'm going to be passive here. I trust you, Mike. We've worked together for over a decade. If you're ready, I'm ready. And at that point, he put it out on social media, and my phone suddenly had 200 text messages. So, and then we hit the road shortly thereafter, and road trip from Michigan down here. And, that was the time for me to make a lot of phone calls, both saying goodbye and then also introducing myself to a lot of people here in Atlanta.
So that morning, in your mind, it could have gone. When you woke up that morning, could have been either outcome for you.
I think so, and I think that's what the league is. I mean, I've learned NFL stands for not for long, and you don't really take anything for granted. You get to work every day, and you're always aware that nothing's promised, nothing's guaranteed, and so I don't tend to get too far ahead.
You mentioned coming here, and you said all the elements are here to win a Super Bowl, which this franchise has never done. And I'm curious, what makes you think that those elements are in place? And also for you personally, as a guy who's put up some great numbers over the years, but only has one victory.
Yep, it's all about winning.
How much are you driven by wanting to add that to your legacy, that you can win the big game and win in the postseason?
Yeah, winning is what it's all about. That really informs so many decisions. And even in, recruiting Darnell Mooney to come here, his answer is, I just want to win. And I said, well, we're on the same page. So, that's really where the focus lies. And
man, let me
you got to go
pause
prove it
this
in the
for
fall,
a second and
you certainly
say
believe
something.
that there's the pieces.
One, boy, this offense is going to be ridiculous next year. This is contingent on everybody being healthy. This offense is going to be dangerous. Two, if Kirk Cousins is able to win a chip here, he's walking into the Hall of Fame because, one, he's got the numbers. He's got the numbers. Everywhere he's been, he's put up numbers. Um, the argument for Matthew Stafford would be, well, before he went to the Rams, is he's got the numbers, but when it comes to the playoffs, he's 0 for 3. And which kind of just amazes me about media, because they're making the same argument for Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins actually has a playoff win. At the time, Matthew Stafford didn't even have one. Matthew Stafford now has one. He's probably walking into the Hall of Fame. So you're looking at a situation where Kurt probably has a lot of motivation to play. Aside from the money, the boy was going to get to the bag. That was, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Kirk gets to the bag, but coming off an Achilles tear, only having one playoff win, the stigma on everybody knows he's going to put up good numbers in the regular season. Everybody knows this. No matter where you go, whether it be ESPN, NFL Network, they're going to tell you the same exact thing. Kirk is going to get his in the regular season. That's the part. Okay, let me shut up. Let me shut up and get to it.
That you can do that.
Does it bug you that you haven't had that playoff success? Is that kind of hanging over your head that, like, my career won't be complete until I, have a deep run in the postseason?
I certainly think that, quarterbacks will always be evaluated based on not just September to December, but January and February. And that's where you want to get to because of September to December. And then once you get there, you want to have meaningful wins and play meaningful games in January and February. And that's where I want to go, and I believe we can go.
Did they come to you with the idea of Moody, or did you go to them? You were recruiting.
Yeah. No, they.
Receivers I'd like to play with.
Right. No. Again, pretty passive. Let them do their job. You trust them to do their job. But they said, hey, we're close. And I said, well, let me call him. This guy's a real deal. I saw him twice a year in Minnesota in the division, and thrilled that we have him.
In terms of this locker room, at least right now, you have both guys who were both starters last year in this locker room. How do you manage that?
Not yet. I don't think.
Yeah.
You kind of dealt with.
Well, let me address this, because
and even at Michigan State,
even if Kirk does slip up and say this, one, it's not really, to me, it's not a big deal, because you got all your weapons. If they do slap him with anything, it's probably going to be a pick, whether it be this year or whether it be next year. I don't think it's going to be the 8th overall at all. It'll probably be a pick, and they'll probably give Atlanta $100,000-$200,000 fine, something like that. Which Arthur Blank could eat. It isn't really a big deal, but family, everybody tampers. I think his problem is it just slipped, but everybody tampers, because the same thing's going on in Philly with Saquon Barkley. Everybody tampers, and Kevin O'Connell. I'm thinking Kenneth. Kevin O'Connell even kind of alluded to this at the combine. They are not supposed to be talking about anything at the combine, but we know they do. We know they do. Fam, when legal tampering opens, you think these guys just got on the phone at 12 o'clock and started talking? These guys been talking for weeks. That's why when it opened, you saw moves. It was 12 o'clock. By 12:05, you had moves start spinning. Everybody talks. So if he slips up and says it, man, I'm not even mad at that, because Atlanta got what they needed to get done. Their objective was to get Kirk Cousins. They got Kirk Cousins. So we all know they probably did tamper. That ain't no shock to me. But again, it's not going to be anything drastic. It's not like they're going to take Atlanta's next 2 ones or something like that. It ain't going to be nothing crazy. It'll probably be like, hey, we're going to tap y'all on the head. Well, listen, we know y'all tamper, but damn it, you ain't supposed to say anything that could potentially lead to us pulling up an investigation and saying, y'all tampered. We know you did. But we gonna slap you on the hand. Listen, Art, go ahead and just break us off $200K. Just break us off to $200K. Give us a third or fourth rounder, and we'll just call it a day.
I was in a crowded quarterback room with Brian Hoyer, who's played 15 plus years in the league, and Nick Foles, who's been a Super Bowl MVP.
King said Swift got signed at 12:05.
In Washington, there was competition, and I think it's just you want to have the quarterback room be a working force together, regardless of the who's in there, and so that'll never change. And no matter who's in that room, I want to be available, be a resource, and also, iron sharpens iron, be sharpening each other, and I think that's what really makes me better as a player is when the quarterback room can help sharpen you.
As a leader, though, how do you navigate that?
Oh, it's the same way you lead any other room. You build relationships, you make yourself available, you ask questions, be a question asker, and you just understand that we're in this together, and we're all trying to help this team win, and we're all trying to get better as quarterbacks.
Kirk, you get a chance to talk to Zach Robinson. First question.
Yeah, briefly. I haven't met with him as much as I will up ahead now, but feel really good about him as a play caller leading our offense.
Is it your impression that there'll be similarities in what he wants to do and what you were doing there in Minnesota?
I believe there will be. I think time will tell. I think every coordinator puts their spin
What's
on
going
things,
on,
and so
Jack?
what was similar starts to evolve and change, but I'll be able to be here as we do that. And so, I'm excited to just get to work and start, trying to get this playbook digested. But I'd like to think a lot of the language and a lot of the stuff that can be hard early on will be something that I can plug and play a little faster.
Said during this time that the Achilles surgery was the first that you've ever had. So what have you kind of learned about yourself just during this recovery process?
Yeah.
How challenging it's been?
I think it was healthy seeing the season played from a different perspective, whether that be watching on TV. The first game was here in Atlanta. I was watching from a couch in Minnesota with my leg up and throwing balls across the basement floor to my son. So, you have a different perspective, and I think that was healthy. I think watching it from the sideline the last 3 games of the season also did that. And I think it makes me that much hungrier to get back and to be an even better player and leader when I'm back. And not that I took time for granted, but you certainly will appreciate it more now. And, I think all of that were positive takeaways from the injury.
Hi, Kirk. Maria Martin, 11
Hi, Maria.
here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Welcome to you and your family.
Thank you. They're thrilled to be here.
You talked about it a little bit, but when it comes to the mentality of being in Atlanta at this point in your career, why did it make sense right now for you?
Well, the opportunity hadn't presented itself previously. If it had, I'm sure we would have been very seriously looking too. But as God's plan would have it, this was the time that it aligned, and we're thrilled that it
What's
did.
going on? What's going on with you?
We feel that this is a little bit of a home away from home, and I think that helps.
Everybody say hey to B.
There is so much to get acclimated to, and the fact that I stayed in my in-laws' basement last night, like I have for 6 off seasons. It's just familiar. It's what I made the drive from Johns Creek up here, and I haven't made the drive to Flowery Branch much, but I understand how to get around, the perimeter of Atlanta. So that's a little unique in the familiarity we have, and I think that's a positive.
And how much do you enjoy the fact that there's a lot of young skill players on this roster?
Yeah, it's a huge positive. I was, so enjoying just calling them yesterday on my drive, talking to Kyle Pitts and Drake London and texting with Bijan, and just being able to kind of get to know these guys, Jake Matthews, Caleb McGarry. I got a few more guys to call, but just seem like really solid people, and can't wait to get to work with them.
Kyle, have you talked to him about number 8?
He actually texted me about it, and I said, Kyle, I want to be a good teammate. That's ultimately what I want to be. So I said, if it's a number you want to pivot from, great. You let me know. I obviously have worn number 8 since high school. If it's a number,
What's going on,
keep,
April? What's
great,
happening?
No problem.
So let me
find
pause
another
this right
number.
here because
So I just
y'all
wanna
remember,
be a
fam.
good teammate, and
Y'all remember your boy Kyle Pitts when Mike Florio made that statement about his number. Kyle needs to stay off. He needs to stay off Twitter. Because he be showing his hand. And Kyle Pitts was like, I'm paraphrasing, but what tried to blow it off. Now we hearing your boy was in the car. They negotiating terms about him coming up off of number 8. So again, you from here on out, as long as Kyle Pitts is on the team, if we have any news that like breaks or anything that's brewing with the Falcons, I'm gonna be looking directly at what Kyle Pitts tweets. And if he tweets anything, I'm like, you can confirm this. This is actually happening.
And I do believe it's bigger than Kyle and I. I think the league will start to speak into things, and we'll just see how that all plays out. But he was funny about it. I said, I'll write a check, whatever, foundation. I'm not going to let you just give me the number. I want to make it worth your while, make a donation, whatever it needs to be. And he said, I just want, targets every game. He said, he was joking, he kind of winked. So I joked with him. I said, good answer. So no, it's we'll see how it all plays out, but it might be bigger than us.
Starting to have these conversations with players, who was the first player to reach out and how did that initial conversation go?
Yeah, Kyle probably was the first, if I can remember, back a few weeks. He was recruiting and
So again, that report that Mike Florio, and listen, people give Mike Florio hell, pure hell about some of the stuff that he reports on. But your boy Kirk is saying your boy started recruiting weeks ago. So when Mike Florio was on Pat McAfee's show, and he talked about, and he said, I can either confirm or deny, but I have heard talks about, Kyle Pitts trading his number or giving Kirk Cousins his number. And we finding out now that was probably 100% spot on accurate, just like this tampering.
it's always fun to be wanted, and so I appreciated that, and he did a great job kind of leading the charge.
Going back to what you were saying about the owner, the GM, head coach, quarterback, all being aligned and on the same page, in your conversations with that collective group, was there something said or a point where you got to where you were like, I know my goal, my personal identity aligns with the organization?
Yeah, great question. I think when you see Mr. Blank's commitment to winning and what he's done over the years to make the Falcons a first-class organization, when you see the players that Terry's drafted, when you see his experience with the Saints and what they built over many years and the success he's been around, and then I knew Raheem, and when I see what he's done and what he's been around and the people he's led and the people who have worked with these people, speaking so highly of them, I mean, the evidence was just mounting to show that this is some serious alignment here.
You were famous for your swag and the chains and
or lack thereof, maybe. Yeah.
But you feel like that'll fit in with the city? Will we continue to see that side of you?
Lisa,
Let's
what's
hope.
going on with you?
Chains aren't very funny when you're losing. So you got to win football games. But if you win football games, I expect the city to see the fullness of my personality, the full force of my personality when we win. And I think our team and my history, the teams I've played on, will feed off that. It will be great energy. But you got to win to do that. You don't just force that without earning it on the field.
Going off that, Quavo actually took to Twitter to say there's plenty of chains here. Kirk Frost, what do you feel? Do you like that nickname?
I love the nickname. It was coming from Quavo. Great. I love it. I'll roll with whatever the locker room wants. So
Ryan, what's happening?
And we got to win football games, and I think the rest will be gravy.
Kelly Price from Fox 5, welcome.
Hey, Kelly, thanks.
Kind of based on that and the conversations you shared with us with the other players that you've reached out to, the coaches, is there one moment or conversation you look back on over the last, 48 hours, whatever it's been, I know it's been crazy, that you look at and you say, that's why I'm really excited to come here?
Man, it was so many. I mean, my wife's sitting shotgun. My boys are watching Disney Plus in the back seat as we're driving. I'm trying to kind of, do the dad thing with one arm and drive with the other. But I kept getting off a call, whether it was with Jake Matthews, whether it was with the team chaplain, whether it was with
this boy got the team chaplain call.
Ryan Pace, whether it was with, McGarry, whoever, Drake London. I said, Julie, these guys are sharp. I mean, I've been in locker rooms. I've seen what it can look like. I said, these guys are sharp, well-spoken. They want to win. They're humble. I mean, this could be fun. And I always am cautious because I say, we got to put the work in. What we don't have right now is continuity. Okay, what we don't have is continuity. And so we have to make up for lost time, learning this system, spending time together, not just on the football field. but off the
Emmanuel,
football
what's
field
going
playing
on,
mind together. And
fam?
So we need to build continuity. That's got to be intentional. It's got to be
Shout out to
more than
everybody
just
in the
what
chat, man.
the
Shout out
NFL
to
allows us
everybody
to
in the
do
chat.
on the field. We got to be intentional outside of that time and make up for lost time. And so that's really where my focus will be the next couple months.
You mentioned that you were in Mercedes, or not Mercedes, in the Georgia Dome for
Yes.
the last playoff games. Those
Yes.
are the last home playoff games this franchise has hosted. Does that dawn on you, the fact that this organization has just not been in those situations for such a long period of time, and how do you kind of deal with that pressure, knowing that you're kind of the guy who's had to help lead them back to that place?
Well, I think, every year is a new year. The league kind of resets. And I learned when we went 13-4 and then we lost in the playoffs, you don't get to go to OTAs somehow with some kind of head start because you were 13-4. You go to OTAs like every other team. The team that went 4-13 starts in the same place you do. And so every year you reset. And for some teams, that's a positive. For some teams, that can be a challenge. But, I look forward to the group we have resetting here in a couple weeks, getting together and getting to work and just building it one day at a time. And certainly trying to get back to hosting home playoff games and winning home playoff games just like they did that year at the end of 2016 when I was able to watch it happen and see what the Georgia Dome felt like and the energy that was there. Absolutely want to get back to that.
You mentioned continuity. What steps you take to build that continuity?
Yeah.
What are the benchmarks you're looking for?
I think it's everything from getting in the training room and getting around the trainers, rehabbing the Achilles, seeing the other guys who are in there, getting their body worked on, building relationships with them in there, to meeting with coaches, going over the system, asking questions about fundamentals, tape, watching tape. I want to watch tape. Not only I want to see Drake London. I want to see every catch he's had in the league so far. I want to see every, catch he had at USC his final year there. I want to watch Kyle Pitts the same way. I want to watch Bijan the same way. I want to study these guys. I don't want to do it with them. And I want to make a cut up and say, hey, Drake, I watched this from your days at USC. Tell me about this route. Tell me about this play. Do you think this is a strength of yours? How do we work on this? I want to put the work in, put the hours in with these guys, be intentional, and believe that if we do that, we're going to like where we are as we move forward. But that doesn't just happen. We got to plan these meetings, watch this film, spend time in this building, and put in the work to where we get to September and can confidently say we haven't been together for years, but the goal is that we can play like we have. And that's what we're trying to work towards. It's going to take some work.
You said Vince reached out to you a couple weeks back. What was that first, conversation like?
Yeah.
What's going on, Travis?
I was
What's
walking
happening?
through Disney World, and I think I was in Epcot in line for Guardians of the Galaxy, and I get a text from an unknown number, and it's, what's up, Kirko? This is Kyle Pitts. How are you? I said, I'm doing good, Kyle. I think I knew where the text was going, but he didn't say yet. So he said,
Champagne says Falcons just robbed the Cardinals. Here's what I think about why they got up off of why they got off of their wide receiver for Desmond Ridder, because they're going for Marvin Harrison. So that's why in my initial Kirk Cousins proposal, I wanted us to get Kirk and then jump to 4 to get Marvin Harrison, because I figured that's where Arizona was going to go anyway. So them getting off of a wide receiver for Desmond Ridder, they get a backup in Dez, who I guess under the right tutelage, there may be some potential there. But they're going to need a backup. And we get a wide receiver in the process, and they're going to draft Marvin Harrison. So that's what, to me, they were going to have to come up off of him anyway. So I think it was a good trade definitely a good trade for us. Definitely a good trade for us. But I do think that Arizona just had to get off of him, because they're bringing that kid in. I can almost guarantee you now Arizona is going to draft Marvin Harrison. I can almost guarantee you that now.
we're ready for you to take us to the promised land. So I said, well, let's talk. So it just kind of, was him recruiting a little bit, and it was good to make the introduction.
Did he actually call you Kirk?
I don't remember. I could pull it up if I had it, but most people do actually. Yeah, most people who text me, it's Kirko or anything but Kirk usually.
Previously, I'm sorry.
The Pro Bowl after the 21 season in Vegas, he was at the Pro Bowl, and obviously the game was played about half speed, so you weren't able to quite see his ability. But a couple times, with his height, you throw him a fade route or a slant, and you can see the size of the target that he is, and you think, boy, this guy could be pretty dangerous.
Anybody else
Curious,
reach
you're
out to
on
you?
the-
Any other?
Early, I'm not sure about that early, but in the last couple days, I've heard from a lot of guys. Yeah.
You talk about this drive that you made.
Yeah.
Over the past couple of days. How long was that drive and how much of that drive was on the phone with people?
Yeah, my wife would tell you the whole time. I had my phone in my ear on speaker most of the time.
What's going
I don't know what it
on,
was hours
Dex?
wise. We ended up taking our time. We stayed overnight in Indianapolis. We stopped at the Noah's Ark encounter in Kentucky, and then we continued on to visit an old teammate in Knoxville. So we kind of broke it up. Like I said, the boys had a lot of Disney Plus going on in the back, but a great time to make calls and get acquainted with people. And there's a lot more to go still up ahead.
One more. How's it feel just to be at this point in your career so wanted, like in South
Yeah.
Africa? People are reaching out to you, like, come play for us, come win with us.
Yeah, no, it means a lot, and it's a privilege to be the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. This is a privilege. My father-in-law, I mean, I've watched him, borderline out loud praying, watching games. Not just the Falcons, but the Braves and the Hawks. I mean, he loves this, and I sit there in the off seasons in February on the couch at night watching these teams play, watching these games, and seeing how much it means to him. And you realize, man, it is a privilege to get to play for a team with people like that cheering for you. And what you want to do is understand there's a responsibility that comes with that privilege. And you're accountable to a lot of people. And you got to deliver. And so that's where I say we got to get to work, because I understand that and can't wait to do that. And when you can deliver, it's special. And, I have a vision of where we can go, but you don't get there tomorrow. You just got to. Tomorrow I got to get in and start rehabbing my Achilles and just take that next step every day. But certainly, as I'm driving up here, taking stock of things, I'm feel very privileged and fortunate, and that I have a responsibility, now that comes with that. And so can't wait to be able to do this for a city that, I've been able to be sort of accepted by over the last several years, just because we do life here so much in the off seasons, and now to officially be a part of it, I'm thrilled.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see more of you up ahead.
All right, so that was Kirko. Good press conference, man. Again, this is almost like Raheem Morris. With Raheem Morris's press conference, you like what these guys are talking about, man. And with Kirk, we know the one strong point of Kirk Cousins' game is he's going to get the playmakers the ball. There are no maybes. There are no maybes. The last couple of years, when it comes to Kyle Pitts, 2 targets in a game, sometimes 1, 3 receptions. I think one game last year between Kyle Pitts and Drake London, there were 4 catches. But none of that's happening. None of that's happening this year. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm fully confident that your boy Kirk gonna be out here pitching and catching. No doubt in my mind. But I want to say this to the Desmond Ridder fans. That will still hold on to hope. What I want to do right now, we're going to pay homage to a fallen Falcon and the Desmond Ridder fans. We're going to pay homage. So what I need, let me turn off my music. I'm serious about this. What I need is for about a minute and a half, everybody to be silent. I don't even want y'all to comment on anything. I just want y'all to be silent. And we are going to pay our damn respects to the Desmond Ridder fans who were giving us hell this year about we didn't know what we was talking about. This guy gonna take us to the promised land. Y'all know football, right? There was plenty of Ridder fans out here. We're gonna pay our respects to the fallen. Salute. Salute. So now it's time to get back to the business of the logo. There will be no more Desmond Ridder talk from this moment on. He's not part of the team. I wish him the best. I wish him the best. To the Desmond Ridder fans, let's moonwalk back to the logo, baby. Let's moonwalk. In an orderly fashion, let's get back to the logo. We all got to be all in this year. All of us. We're going to have a great year, fam. I think the upcoming football season, everybody's going to be in harmony. Falcon content creators, Falcon fans. I think right now we're at odds and at war because we've been losing all these years. You know, it's similar. Y'all remember them Snickers commercials? Where people would be a completely different person until they got a Snickers in their system. That's kind of how all of us been. Grouchy, ready to go to war. We ain't had a Snickers. Now, what it seems like the front office then did. Oh, hold on. There is a Kenneth sighting. But man, I gotta pause my music. I gotta pause my music for this. Kenneth says, official statement. This deeply saddens me, and not because Ridder got traded, but because it tells us everything we need to know about our alleged coaches. They're not coaches, but player handlers. That was Kenneth's official statement about Desmond Ridder. Moving along. Nathan says, I need a playoff game in the bins. Tired of buying just regular season tickets. Hey, man, I agree with you. You know, Kirk talked about the energy that was in the Georgia Dome in 2016. For people to say that there are no fans of the Atlanta Falcons and then saw what you saw in bro, they sold out. That place was rocking. Man, you can feel it through the city that year. Also, when we lost, you can feel the people's pain. And then the very next year, we got up and got up, put on our jerseys, and went right back to work. Birds of Prey, what's going on? He says, what's good, Mark? More Falcons news. Always good. Always. Kenneth said they just admitted they have already lost this team a large amount of boss with no cohesion never wins the big one. It takes a core team, not individuals who believe, but nothing but money players. Okay. Well, we'll see if Arizona starts them at any time the upcoming season. We'll see if they actually decide to play Desmond Ridder over Kyler Murray. Newsflash, they won't. Hold on for a second. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, fam. I just came back from the future, and I can confirm Desmond Ridder will not be starting over Kyler Murray. Alberto says, Mark, what do you feel about the opponents next season now that we have Cuzzo? Again, man, I feel confident. I feel confident. I think people are kind of lowballing us as far as, you know, whether it's going to be us or Tampa Bay. And, you know, to me, Tampa they basically got the same team that they have last year. They re-signed a lot of their guys. They got Mike Evans back on a well-deserved contract. They got Baker Mayfield he earned that contract. He earned it from him. But that's the same team. We should have made the playoffs with terrible quarterback play. I'm talking terrible. What you think we're going to do if we got consistent quarterback play? Tampa with Baker, with Mike Evans, won 9 games last year. 9. And again, not taking anything away from Tampa Bay. They won the division, and then they won a playoff game. You got to respect that. But had we won 10 games like we were supposed to, Baker probably doesn't get paid. Mike Evans is probably gone. Armani says fans really think it's players over the logo. It's very wild. Very wild. Players come and go. And it's funny, I made this point last night. If Desmond Ridder was to leave tomorrow, I would still be talking about the team. And by damn it, he was gone the next day. And here we are talking about the team. A1 says, that's cap, Mark. The same team that should have lost to Dez twice if our coach wasn't a dummy. Look, listen, Arthur Smith he has a hand in that now. I'm not letting Art off the hook. Art got a hand in that. Oh, Slant Boy got Slant Boy got released. Hold on, fam, y'all know you know what? I want to see something. If I Google Slant Boy, I wonder if they're gonna bring up Michael Thomas. Hold on, let me get petty here for a second. Slant Boy. Bruh, let me let me share my screen. Now y'all see what I put in there. Slant Boy. Right? The first thing that comes up is Reddit. Get that Slant Boy slander out of here. Michael Thomas is goated. Michael Thomas mocked with Slant Boy nickname. And then the images of Slant Boy. Boy, Google is petty. They are petty, bruh. Well, you can go to Google. Y'all do this right now. Go to Google on your phone and type in Slant Boy and tell me I'm lying. The first 3 images come up, Michael Thomas. Now, Michael Thomas in his prime was a great wide receiver. But he got injured and then he refused. He basically refused to play. I think he missed damn near a year and a half. Martavia said, I just did. Tell me I'm lying. Google petty, bruh. A1 says, what a wonderful Falcon Day, Mark, and birthday Saturday. What a time to be alive. Happy early birthday, fam. Everybody wish A1 a happy early birthday in the chat. Let us know how old you're going to be, A1. But yeah, hopefully you'll be able to do something. Let me see what the weather's going to look like Saturday. All right, you in the good. It ain't supposed to rain Saturday, man. Do something great. Do something great and then be safe about it. Let me say that. Oh, he's going to be 40. Okay, man. Happy 40th. Happy 40th, fam. Yeah, it's a great time to be alive, man. It is a great time to be alive. But fam, your boy has got to get up out here. I said I was going to share the stream. I lied because I got something that just popped up. But what I will do tomorrow, because I'm going to be on here 8 p.m. sharp. So what I will do, I already extended the invitation to Big Sam. You can come or you can't. I'm not going over there today. And I was on there yesterday with you. And that energy wasn't there, sir. That energy was not there. So the way I'm talking now, I'm going to talk the same way tomorrow, regardless of if you come on or not. But for everybody else, y'all are welcome too. It's going to be open. Whatever y'all want to talk about as it pertains to the Falcons, man, come on over. Come on over, holla at your boy. And this is for everybody. You don't have to be a content creator. This is for absolutely everybody. Well, actually, you know what? Let me do this because pause. Mike did say yesterday they do like an open thing on Fridays. So let me do this. I will set it for Saturday. Because I don't want to give an invitation and then they got something going on and he can't come on. So I'll make it Saturday at 8. We'll all reconvene because I want to give him an opportunity. Ain't gonna be no crazy talk. The same way me and Mike were able to sit down and have a conversation. From now on, that's how my conversations are gonna be. Because two men arguing on top of each other, nobody hears nothing. There's nothing constructive about that. So I'll set it for Saturday at 8 o'clock. Larry says, damn, I guess I'll catch it on replay. I have to go back because I think Mike did say something about them having like a open forum on Fridays. Oh, Dixon. Oh, Larry says he's got a double header on Saturday. Okay. Sheesh. I don't kind of. Well, Larry, do your thing. Do your thing. I'm trying not to. I don't want to run interference with you at the same time. Well, we'll set it for Saturday at 8. But I do think they, if I'm not mistaken, he did say that they have something that they do over there on Fridays also. So we'll set it for Saturday, and it'll be for everybody, man. Not just him. I'm just sending him an invite. If he decides not to come on, we will still chop up good game. And I'm pretty sure we'll have some people come on here and have some very good things to say, some good points about the team. What do you think about, do we go quarterback? Listen, nothing is off limits Saturday. And y'all know we're going to have a respectable conversation over here. But if you want to come on, come on. That was way too much energy. Way too much. So this ain't me calling you to the mat and we gonna squabble and all that. No. We gonna have a conversation if you come on. If not, then fine. Shout out to OG Chauncey. Shout out to Maggie. Again, check out Maggie, and I think it's Maggie. If I'm messing this up, I apologize. I think it's the ladies of AFN. It's an all woman show, and that would be dope to see. So go check her out over there. Everybody else, Ryan, I think Ryan just said he's doing his show tonight. Did you say tonight, Ryan? Okay, so Brian, I'm looking at the other one. Ryan says he has an open forum tonight. So y'all go over to the Birdcage and check Ryan out at 8 p.m. Be sure to catch Larry. Larry says he's got a double header going on Saturday. So between me and him, check that out. Larry's kind of ruined football for me entirely. Now I watch it on mute while I got him playing in the damn background. Larry, man, I forget what game it was. Man, I remember I had to use the bathroom bad in the mug, fam. So I had the TV playing on mute. I just said, man, I'm taking my phone in here. I had to drop one off, fam. Your commentary got me through that bathroom break. It got me through that bathroom break, fam. So be sure to catch Larry, man. Uncle Steve. Y'all be sure to go over there, show him some love. Smitty. K Styles, show them guys some love too, man. Listen, ain't no that energy has dissipated at this point. We gonna talk football over here, and any dialogue is welcome. But I have to remind myself not to go to the petty side. Steve says, boy, y'all petty. He says, farewell Desmond show on Uncle Steve's show right before Ryan and the guys tonight. Oh, God. Y'all gonna make me play taps again before we get out of here, man. Y'all gonna make me play that again. But Justin says, just got home from work, Mark, a little late to the party, but are y'all surprised about the Ritter trade? Man, to me, not really. It was a possibility. I was kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt, thinking that maybe they keep him on for another year. But you just look at the number of years left on his contract and what they signed Kirk Cousins for, and it's almost like he's never going to see the field. If Kirk Cousins is healthy, he's never going to see the field. And then his contract is going to run out. Then, I mean, what are you going to really do? Re-sign him? No. He's got a better chance, honestly, at playing in Arizona. But that's literally contingent on if Kyler Murray gets hurt. But I'll tell you, man, matter of fact, before I get out of here, I want to see what Cardinals fans think of Desmond Ritter signing. Let me see if I'm pretty sure some of them will post up later. They can't really be happy campers, though. I'm not going nowhere near the NFL. Y'all are not sending me a copyright at all. I mean at all. Oh, shout out to Big Load. Big Load and dropped a video on it already. I'm trying to look for Cardinals fans, specifically Cardinals fans. I'm listening to something right now. Oh no, this isn't a fan. I want a fan. I want to hear what a fan's got to say about this. Um, Nobody's pulled up yet. Let me hold on for a second, fam. Oh, that's a Falcons fan. I don't want to put that on there. Um, Damn Cardinals fans, where are y'all at? Man, come on. Come on. Now we traded that. Man, I see about 4 or 5 videos from the Falcons fan base already talking about Desmond Ritter. What the hell going on? Listen, Cardinals, Arizona, y'all got to be better than this, bro. Y'all got. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong way. Let me do it this way. Maybe that's on me. Okay. Okay, so let's check out this one. Okay, I was looking in the wrong place. That was on me. That was on me. My bad. My bad. So let me pull this up. All right, I've never heard these guys before. I'm telling you, I don't know what they're gonna say. All I see, this was the first video that came up on YouTube, right? So we're gonna see what they have to say.
So this is interesting, guys. According to reports, the Falcons are working on a trade that will send quarterback Desmond Ritter to the Arizona Cardinals.
What? All right. All right.
Desmond Ritter as
For
a
what?
backup, of course.
Why?
To the Arizona
Yeah,
Cardinals.
like Justin Fields, an obvious
Look,
back.
he,
Right? Like that's
fam,
what yesterday.
his response was funny. And then he immediately said, as a backup, of course.
Surprised it wasn't Justin.
Yeah, well, look, he's a third stringer, apparently, according to Adam Schefter and the people he's talking to. Now, that's odd.
Desmond Ritter.
All right.
Wow.
So,
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know a lot about Desmond Ritter. Except they tried to make it work down there in Atlanta really hard.
I know I like him as a backup more than a starter. How's that? What does this mean for Clayton Tune?
Yes. What does that mean for Clayton Tune? Competition. That's what it means, right?
I got to say, I didn't expect the Cardinals to be adding a quarterback today. Or trying to add a quarterback.
Yes.
All right.
Desmond Ritter. Okay, trying to. Okay, yes, but it looks
Well,
like
he's
it's going to
struggling.
happen. Is that?
How hard can it be to add Desmond Ritter? I mean, if you really want him, like I don't feel like that's like you don't need to pull off a 3-team trade.
Okay, man. All right, that's something to keep our eye on, right? Base and earnings, we're going to do that. We'll keep our eye on.
They sound really enthusiastic, don't they? Really enthusiastic about getting Desmond Ritter as a backup. This is how they feel about adding him as a backup. Lukewarm as hell.
If we're going to do that, command and control, you keep your eye on that and let us know when they actually make that trade.
This has to be an example of Monty Austinfort really turning the roster over into the image he sees for it, right? I mean, they brought in Josh Dobbs last year. They traded him. They got, a late pick back for it. So you don't really have your guy that's a vet in there. And Ritter's a vet compared to Clayton Tune. So maybe if you pulled this off, you'd go Kyler, then Ritter, and then you'd have Clayton Tune as like your emergency, whatever. I don't know. I mean, you can dress 3 quarterbacks now. So I don't know. But that's what this strikes me as okay, they've identified this is the sort of guy we want. We want him in here. If Kyler has to miss a game or two or something, we don't necessarily, all due respect to Clayton Tune, we don't want to have to turn to Clayton Tune in week 4 if Kyler's going to miss week 4 and week 5.
You know what it makes me think of right now, even though Clayton Tune was much more athletic than what I thought in regard to pulling the ball down and running. I think Clayton Tune was a surprise in that regard to me.
See, this goes to show. I'm just going to cut it right here because, again, the initial response is what I was looking for. You can tell in other fan bases, the reception is always going to, it was lukewarm towards Desmond Ridder during the season. The only people that were really gung-ho about Desmond Ridder were Ridder fans here. Everybody else was like, bro, y'all need a quarterback. This boy gonna ruin y'all team. But didn't nobody want to listen to us over here? Steve, Smitty, other content creators. Did nobody want to listen to us? We don't know what we talking about. But everybody outside of this fan base was like, this boy cheeks right now. So people tell you, you don't know what you're talking about. Shannon Sharp, who's a not one, not two, but 3-time Super Bowl winner. Hall of Fame tight end. And doing big things now. With Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. Both channels over 1 million subscribers. Then he's on First Take. While Skip Bayless is struggling to survive over there in Undisputed. Shay Shay did an interview that I know y'all all know by now. Last time I checked, it was like it's 60 million views with Cat Williams. Broke the internet. He did that. A guy who's reputable and knows more about football than us. He said Desmond Ridder is going to get his coach fired and himself cut. Y'all remember that? Type a one in the chat if y'all remember that tweet. Now, when we said it, we were crazy. We didn't know what we were talking about. And not just me, because there were tons of people in this fan base, not just Falcons content creators, tons of people in this fan base like, bruh, this guy's killing us right now. He's killing us. But for those that do not remember, this is a refresher. That was back in October. Desmond Ridder is going to get himself cut and Arthur Smith fired. He's had 2 terrible turnovers and took points off the board. This is a Hall of Fame 3-time Super Bowl winning tight end who played at the highest level. Back when they can actually bang in football. Some of these hits that they took when Shannon Sharp was suiting up, bro, those will get you smooth up out the game now and fined. So again, people saw the writing on the wall with Desmond Ridder. The only ones that didn't are, again, and to my knowledge, man, I don't think I've talked to anybody outside of our fan base that said Desmond was that guy. I can't remember a single conversation I had with somebody from another fan base that was like, hey, man, that boy Desmond Ridder, that's a hitter right there, man. That boy gonna do some big things. Fam, I'm friends with Saints fans. So you know the animosity during the regular season with New Orleans folk. We're lions and hyenas. We hate each other during the football season. Fam, I had some of them talking about, boy, what the hell are y'all doing at quarterback? It got so bad, they literally took the hate off for a second. Hey, man, y'all about a quarterback away from actually being a decent team. These Saints fans talking. You know it's bad when your enemy gets real with you. So during the hate season, even they got a moment of clarity about our quarterback. Oh, hold on. Boy, they stacking up on receiver. Falcons signed Ray McLeod. They stacking over there, bro. So this means this draft might be all defense. This draft might be all defense. Now, some of these guys, of course, are going to compete, of course, in training camp and stuff like that. But Terry's stacking right now. Terry said, Mark, you wanted one receiver? Say less. I got you 3. I'm still not finished. I got some stuff in the oven. Matter of fact, that defensive end, I got to go to the store and get that one real quick. So I got to leave the house. But here, watch this stuff cook. Don't let it burn now. Watch it cook. I just got this receiver. So it's gonna take a minute. Gotta thaw him out for a second. So he didn't. Fam, I'm gonna be honest. They go all defense in this draft. I ain't got nothing to say. Terry, fam, I'm telling you, Terry, you done gave the wrong person some money. You done gave the wrong person some money. Terry's spending that. Then said next month I'm gonna spend the block on the draft too. Y'all thought this was it? I'm spending the block in the draft too. Oh, they say, oh, we just a playoff team. Okay, watch this. Boy, Terry trying to get GM of the year, fam. Josh says, we're only at $4 million cap space. We got to cut and restructure to do anything else. Oh, I'm pretty sure they've already game planned that. I'm pretty positive they've already game planned that. But they're trying to get competitive this year. And again, they might have got the mandate from Arthur Blank. Art probably finally reached that year where he was like, man, fuck this shit. Let's go get it. And Terry's probably sitting there like, for real? Fuck it. Let's do it. They can't bury me with this money anyway. I'm not gonna be buried with this motherfucker. Let's go. Here's the checkbook. I'm gonna go play golf. When I come back, I want to see a competitive roster. And Terry said, say less. Terry probably went to Raheem and said, bruh, listen, I'm about to get my cookbook and I'm about to start baking. And Raheem said, hey, listen, I can get on the grill. We gonna have us a Falcon barbecue. I can get on the grill now. And we all just outside with plates, waiting for it to be done. So yeah, man, listen. This is exciting times. Looks like we might be turning the curve. And I'm almost 100% sure we're making the play, barring something tragic happening. I'm talking about massive injuries all across the board. We're making the playoffs. So with that being said and done, fam, your boy is up out of here. We will be back on Saturday at 8 o'clock. So if you got anything that you want to say, I'm going to put the StreamYard in the chat. Whoever wants to come in, speak their piece. I'm just going to really be a host Saturday. Whatever y'all want to say, y'all can jump on here and say what you got to say. But anyway, man, y'all get out the house. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful, beautiful weather out here. I think the sun goes down at like 7:30. Go catch you some of this sun, man. Even if you got to walk to the mailbox or something like that. Get you some of this good sun, man. And I will see you guys Saturday at 8 p.m. sharp. Like the old schoolers say, be there or be square. Peace.